What is going on, fellas? And welcome back to the Director of Football Journeyman with me, FoggyPlays, on FM21. Today, we're going to be taking on Real Madrid in the Champions League group stage and potentially Hertha Berlin, depending on how long the roundup of the transfers for the end of the transfer window goes. We've been in fantastic form, and it's delightful. If you do go on to enjoy this episode, do make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, because that makes huge difference to the algorithm. And as everyone knows, the algorithm is confusing. So the more we can figure out how to break it, the better it is for everyone. Right, fellas, so as I said, we're taking on Real Madrid in the group stage today. We've already played against Besiktas in our group. And where's our group? Group E. We, as you can see, top of the group. We absolutely demolished Besiktas. It's kind of expected though. They're not the best team. Definitely not the best team in the group. But we have had transfers. We're going to have a quick look at the teams that we've played since you were here last. Which I think was, the draw was just after the Borussia Mönchengladbach game. We played Werder Bremen. Struggled to a 1-0 win, but we won. So that's all that really matters. Then we played Bayer Leverkusen and we smashed them 5-1. Lemon with a hat-trick, Salvador Tomas and Jude Bellingham scoring. Unfortunately, a car picked up an injury in that game and he's been out ever since. We then beat Besiktas 4-0. Chukwueze scored. Lewis Smith came off the bench because Lemon picked up an injury in the 73rd minute and scored a hat-trick in 15 minutes, which was, there was 93 minutes or 3 minutes added, and we scored our final goal in the 95th minute. We then beat Augsburg 4-1. Lewis Smith with a brace. Again, the man, he's amazing. Canadians in FM are gods. We beat Dusseldorf. Comfortable enough game. Chris Richards scored a rather unfortunate own goal. One of our players missed a header from a corner. Bounced off Chris Richards, went into the back of the net, and we just smashed Leipzig 7-1. Lemon with a hat-trick. Lewis Smith with a brace, Volkart and Perensen. I wasn't 100% sure he was good enough to play for us. He came off the bench and scored. So he's a German international, but I'm still not sold on him. But yeah, Jude Bellingham has been injured since the Dusseldorf game. Picked up, I think it was a groin injury. So he's been out. But you might have noticed we have a couple of new players in our first team. Mainly, I think Carlos Barros was done before the Champions League draw, so you probably saw that one. Idar Signs has joined from Watford for a staggering 95 million. The guy I nearly called up to the Spanish team, but then decided that he wasn't playing in a high enough level, because to be fair, he's playing in the Championship. He's been fine. He's not been amazing. He's conceded 3 goals in 3 games, which is something you might have noticed we don't do very often. We don't score, or we don't concede many goals. But then on the other transfer we got on deadline day was Vincent Vandenberg from AZ. He's not lit the world alight since joining for 80 million. AZ, I think, did quite well to get that much money from our director of football. He's valued at, to be fair, he's valued at 60. He's playing because he's cost a lot of money. Same with Signs. I didn't play Signs in the first game after he arrived. I gave Brady continued support. Brady's probably going to come back in at some point. We've had a couple of players leave on loan. Tobar's gone to Porto. Shabani's gone to AZ and actually done relatively well so far. I was quite disappointed that Rozatsovsky was sold from underneath me, because I put him into the first team with the intention on giving him an opportunity, but the next day he got sold to Mainz. He was having a fantastic season for our B team, but 13.5 million, potentially raising to 18.25. What can you do, I suppose? 2 players that were just randoms in our under 19s or our B team or whatever. Mihajlovic, I'm really disappointed that he got sold, because I thought he was going to be, like, he was second or third choice attack midfielder, an option in central midfield. But he's gone. 2.2 million, potentially rising to 3.2. Could have really done with having these players in and around the team. The players, however, do like me, which is always ideal. Just 3 team leaders support me, which is just going to make my life so much easier. Poor Stevie Gay came in and just instantly dropped to third choice. So, sucks for him, but no, not for me. We have spent a huge amount of money. As you can see, we had 780 million or something in the last episode. With those transfers coming in, and even this month alone, we've so much money gone. We've spent a huge amount of transfer budget, but we did upgrade our youth academy, I think it was. But for this game against Real Madrid, we're going to start with signs and goal. Pop and Delhay as our wingbacks. Pop has our Guatemalan international. Guatemalan internationals come back in. He's just been banging them in. Volkert and Vandenberg are starting in central defence with Ferreira and Kranz as our central midfield. Chukwueze and Thomas as our wingers. Lemon and Smith up front. As I said, a couple of injuries. Bellingham, Akar, and Louis Pites are all out injured. Pites is a backup option, but could potentially get a couple of games this year. He's out for 2 weeks. Akar is out with a fractured lower arm. He's back in 2 weeks, so it's actually not that bad. He is such a versatile player. He can play so many different positions. It is quite handy to have. And Jude Bellingham is out for another 3 weeks. He was in quite good form when he picked up his injury, but as you can see, pretty much everybody in our team is having a fantastic season so far. We have swapped to the 4-2-4. Garcia is delighted, even though he's not in the team. Okay, that's fine. I'm not going to complain. I'm surprised, but that's fine. Salvador, who couldn't get a game at Liverpool, is Real Madrid's #1 goalkeeper now. Bruno Velliu is a player that we had at Angers, was sold a year after we left. Sander Berge is playing for Real Madrid. Matteo Petit, who was a PSG player, who had a pretty decent time against us. Still have Rodrigo. Alvaro Carrillo. It's an interesting mix of players. Pick up where you left off last time. So, we did win 7-1 in our last game. So, you know, I'm going to say to the lads up front, the strikers, more of the same. They scored 5 of our 7 goals. Can't really ask for a huge amount more than, you know, smashing 7 goals past a previous champion in the division we're playing in. Would be nice if we could do the same against Real Madrid. I don't know if you're aware, but Volkart. Was that Volkart? I think it was Volkart headed just over. I was streaming last night with Sweet Left Foot for the Borkash Cup. Or Borkish Cup. I'm going to put a link in the description to the Just Giving page for the tournament that we played last night. So if you want to have a read of that and donate whatever you can, because it's for a very, very good cause. And I would love for my subscribers to go over and give for such a fantastic cause. FM Greeno is the one who set up the Just Giving, and basically just read the Just Giving. It'll explain it better than I ever could, because it was written by the man who set the whole thing up. Yeah, we had a nice game last night against Sweet Left Foot. We won 3-0 on aggregate, but to be fair, I had a better team. I was just the luck of the draw. I got Uish Pest, so it made life a little bit easier for me. But we are going to be doing a Hungry for Success save once we've won the Champions League in this save, as we normally do when we end our Journeyman series with the Champions League. Ferreira gets Smith through. Chukwueze puts it wide. Sporting are 2 up against Besiktas, so that's going well for them. Something popped up at the bottom of the corner. Was it saying that Pop was... I saw Pop's name. But I didn't see what it said. Maybe it's because he's booked. I'm not sure. Alright, we're going to try and motivate these lads a little bit more. It's not worked for the defence. I'm going to say to the strikers, I'm not happy with your finishing. It's not made any bit of a difference. Their defensive line seems to be holding up well. Salvador's having a decent game, which is not ideal for us. But Volkart, he's... Oh, that was... Oh, that could have... What could have been? Volkart gets it to Pop. Kranz. We have a couple of bookings. Chukwueze is after picking up an injury. That's not ideal. Doesn't seem to be affecting him all that much. Chukwueze, oh, it's not affecting him at all. Just put it in the back of the net. I feel like I have to sneeze, so my apologies if I'm, you know, if I sound different. I felt like I've been needing to sneeze for the last 10 minutes in, 10 minutes in game. Chukwueze absolutely boshes it past Salvador. Get in. Get in, my son. They've moved Lanez over to the left wing and Rodrigo's come on the right. They're still playing strong midfield. I'm going to take Chukwueze off because he is tiring. That injury does seem to be affecting him. I don't want to risk him. We're going to bring on Ragelio, who still hasn't scored for us, but I'm not worried yet. I'll get worried when it's absolutely necessary. We're going to bring Parson on to be Parenson to be our Mazzella, or no, attack midfield, or advanced playmaker. I went through every position, but not the one that was correct. Delhay gets it clear. Tomas heads it further away, but Eder Militao, who must be in his 30s at this stage. The Real Madrid side just seems to be an awful lot of wonder kids, but in their 30s. It's like a list of players that you're told at the start of FM by other content creators, these are guys you need to sign. And they've done that, but then they've not moved on from them. This is one thing I noticed with FM an awful lot. AI do seem to sign wonder kids and then just kind of stay with them for forever. Lewis Smith put that one just behind. Now we've 10 minutes left. One substitution. Ferreira is tired. Thomas is not playing well, so we're going to take Thomas off. Barrow is going to stay as an inverted winger because the two of them relatively interchangeable. I don't think Barros is as good. Oh, Sainz. Don't think he knew an awful lot about that. But yeah, Carlos Barros is a younger, slightly less effective version of Thomas. When I say slightly younger, I mean he's 19, whereas Thomas is 22? Maybe? I should know, because he was in my Spain team. It's funny because in my Spain team, he didn't get, like, oh, Lemon puts it in the back of the net. Salvador Thomas in the Spain team was not my first choice left winger. Borussia Dortmund, he is though. We did have a guy called Oranga, who I think plays for Hertha. And Domingo. Yeah, Domingo. Has to be Domingo. 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 Yeah, Domingo. He plays for Atletico Madrid. They moved Velu over to the right back. Interesting. Persons didn't have a great game after he came on. Vandenberg continued to just be bang average. Vandenberg is definitely one of those players where I'm like, I kind of want to change him. Spurs smashed Midtjylland 6-1. Did not see that coming. Spurs, to be fair, have been in relatively good form in this series so far. Alvaro Carrillo, you're an actual humanoid. who does play for Real Madrid. Sometimes. Like 4 years where he played a lot of games and then just didn't after that. He's not been much of a first team player. We're going to come back in just a second for the Hertha game, assuming nothing gets moved, because I want to play against Hertha Berlin. Didn't show you the league. My bad. We are sitting pretty atop the league. Bayern Munich are still the only other team unbeaten. We don't play them until November. But as you can see, 31 goals. We've conceded 5. Bayern have conceded 1 less than us, but we've scored nearly double their goals. So we're playing on the front foot. Scoring lots of goals. Stuttgart have scored 8 goals. But only have 1 singular draw against Hoffenheim. Some of the teams at the bottom of the league, like Hanover, Augsburg, they're having a very poor start to the season. Right, we'll be back in just a second for the game against Hertha. Don't go anywhere. So it is now time to take on Hertha Berlin, my favourite Bundesliga side. But we are going into this game minimal changes from the last game. Not really any need to change anything. Chukwueze isn't starting this game because he did pick up an injury in the last game. So I'm just gonna sit him on the bench for this game. As you can see, Stevie Gay sitting on the bench because every other player in the squad is unavailable for this game. So just not gonna play him. So the only changes for today, Garcia comes in for Vandenberg because Vandenberg has been less than ideal. Lemon moves over to play on the right wing. Regelio comes on to play as a complete forward on support. Because I've had a look at his player preferred traits, or player preferred movements, something or other. His PPMs or traits or whatever it is. And he doesn't like getting forward, which is an interesting, interesting striker logic. Doesn't make sense, but it's fine. Hertha do have Victor Valero, who's I know is a good centre back. Esteban Chabloa is another one of the midfielders we had at Spain, who was an absolute monster. And Oranga, who's playing as a striker today, I find interesting because he is a left winger, but he's starting up front. I do know he scores many goals. It's something he's very good at. He's played 6 times while I was in charge of Spain and got himself 4 goals off the left wing. But he's going to be starting as a striker today. They're playing a very defensive team, which I'm not 100% sure. I think our tactic should do well against Hertha today, because we've come up against this style of formation surprisingly quite a lot this season so far, and we've done fairly well against it. They also have very tired players already. Eric Garcia, bring him back into the team. This is his first game in 5 or 6. Just scores straight away. Not a bother on him. Lemon took the corner. Garcia just jumps higher than anyone else, puts it in the back of the net, and we lead 1-0 already in the Olympic Stadium. But yeah, their midfield is already quite tired. Chabalas and Gravenberch. I can't see Chabalas finishing out this game with how tired he is at the minute. Pop has many options against him on the bench, so if anything does happen and Pop needs to come off, we have options. We have our Uzbek right back and Salim, who to be fair has not actually played as much football as I would have expected at this point. He's been sitting on the bench quite a lot. Pop has kind of came in for 1 or 2 games and he's proven himself to be probably our best right back. When we signed for the club, he was originally the one that was going to play at right back anyway. He's done relatively well so far. We might take him off in today's game anyway, just for rotation, because he hadn't had a huge amount of opportunities to rest since he came back into the team. Delhay gets it to Regelio. Tomas gets it to Kranz. Someone missed their header, and Lemon puts it in the back of the net. It's 2-0. I don't know which of the defenders missed the header there. Was it Marks, I think? Yeah, Marks missed his header, and Lemon comfortably puts it into the back of the net. So we are leading this game. There was a change I considered, which was Signs. I did think about not starting him for this game. Ended up going with him because didn't want to change a winning side. He's not had a whole lot to do so far, to be fair to the man. And as it is right now, we're going to leave those 2 substitutions. 73rd minute. Not much point in making many changes. But we're going to wait a little bit longer. Salim gets it to Smith, who is going to just about get the ball across. Kranz gets it down to Delhay. Looks like he kicked the ground with that shot. Lemon is tired. The only person we can bring on is Chukwueze. Don't want to bring him on. So Lemon can just see out the game, I guess. Yeah. I'm going to bring Ormanov on as... Yeah, why not? Ormanov coming on, plays a right winger for 9 minutes. To be fair, Agu. Yeah. This Hertha side, I don't think they really thought about what they were doing coming into this game. So Hertha, last year's champions, sitting 7th as a result of this game. I'm disappointed. They've been quite good this year. We've just walked in, absolutely smashed them. 2-0. One of our less dominant victories, but still a victory nonetheless. And that has us sitting pretty atop the league. Bayern do have a game in hand, because they haven't played their game for this week yet. To be fair, we're the early kickoff in the week. Anyway, Radevsky scored a brace for Mainz. He would have been such a handy player to have in the team. But instead, no. 18.25 million potentially being put into our bank account. Yeah, because we needed the money. You know, we had like nearly 800 million in the bank. 340 million or whatever it was transfer budget. Of course, we needed to sell one of our highest prospects, our best prospects, for absolutely tuppence. But you know, this is fine. It's fine. Sainz has been called up to the Spain side, so congratulations to him. Had I been in charge of Borussia Dortmund and in charge of Spain, probably would have called him up anyway. Lemon plays well. Superb for the goal body. Well done. Leeds really want Kranz. It's the 3rd or 4th time we've seen him come up with him as the player they're looking at. We're 10 games unbeaten now, and the next episode you are going to see is going to be Bayern Munich and Sporting. Why not? Bayern Munich, Sporting Lisbon. I feel like we're going to be relatively comfortable in our group. We've already beaten Real Madrid and Besiktas. Can't see Sporting doing a huge amount of damage to us. Playing against Nuremberg in the 2nd round. This is our best opportunity since I've moved to Germany to make it beyond the 3rd round, which is normally where we meet Borussia Mönchengladbach. But as we've shown in this series or in this season, no team is too good for us. We are the best team in the world. But yeah, we're going to be back in the next episode. Bayern Munich, Sporting Lisbon. Find out how we get on in the next episode. If you have enjoyed, please do make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, share with all of your friends, and I will see you in the next one.